I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. Elio, the latest movie from Pixar, is currently out. Theoretically, no one's actually watching it, but it is absolutely tanked at the box office.
That's what I heard.
Weirdly, apparently, it's the greatest thing that's ever been made, according to the professional reviews. But it cost $150 million, right? And it's only made 43 million so far. I mean, that's pretty rough. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the story for this, because I wasn't too familiar with this up until now, but what I'm seeing here, right, it says it follows an 11-year-old boy named Elio, who accidentally becomes the intergalactic ambassador for planet Earth after being beamed up to the communiverse by aliens after making contact.
Right.
Are you getting the symbolism here? He must form new bonds with eccentric alien life forms and navigate a crisis of intergalactic proportions that involves the warlord father of an alien he befriended. And apparently it's not good.
If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the film.
I've seen it. It's the worst thing Pixar has ever done.
I wouldn't say that, because turning red is way more worse because of the implication, which is sell yourself for sex is basically turning red. She goes, let me show the panda for money. We all know what that is.
But at least Turning Red had some decent or salvageable animation. The animation and the designs of characters in Elio is just god awful, breaking all the good rules of design. Even the rule of thirds. I don't want to bore with a film school lesson, but the way that shots are composed in Elio, we did a whole video on it on our channel showing what the rules are, and it just gives shots dynamism, like that speech at the end of Fabelmans that David Lynch as John Ford gives about what makes a shot interesting. They didn't follow that. And Elio, not only that, I'm fine with a movie that's made more for little kids, like Monsters Inc. or Cars. That's fine. But it's the character of Elio is an asshole. He steals something from a kid. He steals a ham radio from a kid, tricks him. He's just a jerk who wants something and then gets what he wants too easily. And this whole communiverse, it's just what it reminds me of in watching the movie. It felt like, because we did a whole series of stories on the Film Threat website and videos too, called the D-Files, how basically the animation industry has pushed out the veterans who know animation, which, good or bad, old white men who know storytelling and animation, and they were pushed out. Most notably, of course, John Lasseter, pushed out of Pixar. And he was the guy who could say no. That's a bad idea. No. He gave critiques. What are critiques? Are things that make you better as an artist. And there's no person that replaced him. And what we got is this Elio thing, which is a mash of people elevated to positions they are not ready for, whether it's in storytelling or even in the animation. And I would say it's just personally the worst. We can quibble about Turning Red, and I agree. Turning Red also bottom of the barrel, but this to me is just nothing redeemable about it. I think the box office reflects that, and also they didn't know how to sell this movie. Did you see anything about it from the marketing materials that made it compelling at all? There's nothing.
No.
Even the design is so generic. It just looks so compromised. So this is the best our committee came up with that we could all agree upon. It's just, I can't believe I sat through the whole thing.
Well, the plot requires everyone to be retarded. It requires the
military. Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's a running theme these days, it seems.
It requires the military to be retarded so Elio can send the message out. It requires the aliens with godlike powers, the ability to stop time, to not recognize that Elio is obviously a child. The moment Elio sends a message out, the aliens come, he's in the middle of getting beaten up by some bullies, and they just go, stop time, pick him up on our ship, and go, you must be the leader of Earth. He's getting the shit kicked out of him. And then it requires the villain to be retarded. It requires the villain's son to be retarded. Like, it's just a series of enormously incompetent characters all believing Elio is not what he obviously isn't. It is atrocious writing. It's just idiot character after idiot character. Not just that, as you said, Chris, Elio is a piece of shit. He steals from people. He's this kid who feels abandoned. He doesn't belong, but he also has ADHD and is just irritating. And he never addressed that. You go, you are way too social for someone who's an outcast.
Yeah, I think that Hollywood has lost what makes a good hero or even a protagonist we can relate to. There's that drinker, and I'm sure you guys have heard the book Save the Cat, which focuses on a really simple concept in storytelling, which is literally in the 78 Superman, he saves a cat out of a tree, right? It's doing something simple, small to gain the audience's trust. Even this happens with villains in storytelling as well, right? They have a code, they have morals and they have values. And there's so much of modern filmmaking that doesn't work. Modern storytelling is just not defining what a hero is and just having no core values in the storytelling, whether it's a protagonist, antagonist, whatever. They're not able to do that anymore. That's why Superman may end up being the highest grossing, I won't say movie, but superhero movie this year, simply because Superman is in a fight for values. I've seen a lot of the press materials and interviews now, and it's encouraging, although more I see of scenes from the movie, not so much. But if they get the character of Superman right, that he has moral values in a world that's not doesn't follow all of that, that could be really interesting. I do think it could end up being the highest grossing superhero movie. Probably not hit $1 billion.
I mean, I think it definitely will be because it's up against some pretty weak competition.
Right,
it's going to do better than Brave New World. It'll definitely do better than Thunderbolts. I think it's safe to say it's going to beat Fantastic Four at this point.
Yeah.
And so, it probably will be the highest grossing superhero movie of the year. But as other people have pointed out, it can't just do okay. This thing needs to be triumphant because so much rests on that film.
Well, James Gunn's a liar because he says, the DCU isn't ending if Superman fails. But if you look back in an older article, he said he was miserable because this is the linchpin. If this fails, the DCU's fucked. And he keeps giving out contradictory statements, and it's annoying me.
I think you pointed out, Mauler, James Gunn just lies as a matter of course. Right?
Just
when he's talking about movies.
Anything he says, and he's made it very hard to like him lately. He's become
well, he's making it about him. Like what it was the website where he's sitting back, he's lying down in black and white, and he's got his fingers in a gun pose. I'm like, why can't we hear from David Cornsweet, the guy who's supposed to sell us this movie, the star of it?
Well, I think David Cornsweet, if you see him in interviews, he's phenomenal. James Gunn should please just stop. I mean, look, I am a fan of James Gunn. His track record speaks for himself. But he should stop talking. Truly, Cornsweet has been amazing in all the press. I don't know if you watch some of the interviews. I mean, he fought for the red trunks, came up with some kind of sus reason why he wears them. Okay, but he really does embody that character. He's a better ambassador of the film than Gunn. For sure. Where Gunn, the more he speaks, it's a turnoff in a way. He's got to take a back seat to his cast. So.
Is it ego? Is it just he wants to be the center of attention, or is it just he doesn't trust Cornsweet to sell this movie?
Well, I think ego's a part of it. Yeah. Sorry, I was saying I think ego's a part of it, but I think they also want to turn him into Nolan. So you're going to see the next James Gunn film. They're trying to turn him into bigger than what he is.
Right.
I think he would have convinced them that he needs to be sold. The audience need to love James Gunn as much as they do any of the actors involved because it's his DC now. Like, it was probably a big old marketing decision. He convinced them was a good move, but We'll see. He said his fair share of stupid shit. As long as he slips up enough and says something really stupid, like it could cost him big time because he's the front man almost of DC right now.